Hey guys, Miss Richardson here. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a great day. So this recording is for Wednesday, October the 5th. Yesterday in class, we talked a little bit about STEM jobs and STEM careers, and those are careers specifically in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and math. All right, so there's some information available to you guys that you might find interesting. For nearly every career, the more education you receive, the higher your earnings will be. So the more years you spend going to school and college, usually the people who have those degrees, those college degrees, earn more money than people who do not. That's not always true, but in a lot of cases it is true. So I want you guys to turn in your citizen guides to page 42, please. All right, so there is a good chart there that compares STEM jobs, the wages per hour, versus non-STEM jobs. It also lets us look at these jobs according to the level of degree that someone earns. So all of you are going to graduate from high school, so you all have that high school diploma. A two-year college degree is called an associate's degree. So you can see the difference there in the wages per hour of people in the STEM jobs versus non-STEM jobs with a two-year college degree. A bachelor's degree is a four-year college degree. You can compare those wages per hour. And then a graduate degree is any degree that is above and beyond the four-year degree. Sometimes it's called an MBA as a graduate degree, a specialist degree, a doctorate degree. Those are all considered graduate degrees. All right, so I want you guys to take the information that you see on page 42 in your citizen guide and use the graph below it. And I want you guys to create a double line graph to compare the STEM wages per hour and the non-STEM wages. And make sure you round to the nearest dollar. So everyone needs to go ahead and pause the video and do that, create that double line graph. Maybe you can use two different colors to compare the STEM wages and the non-STEM wages. All right, did you guys pause the video and make your double line graph? I hope you did. All right, so this is what mine looks like. So I use blue to represent STEM, excuse me, STEM careers, and orange to represent non-STEM careers. So what did you guys notice about the graph? In every single category, it says workers in STEM careers, no matter their education level, earn higher wages than those in non-STEM jobs. It's pretty interesting, right? More education in any career usually means a higher salary. It's not always true, but a lot of cases it is true. Those who earn graduate degrees have the highest earning potential of all workers. Okay, so once again, high school, everyone gets a high school diploma, almost everyone, or they should. Associate's degree is a two-year college degree, a bachelor's is 4 years, and a graduate degree is beyond the 4-year bachelor degree. All right, so when we go to Junior Achievement BizTown, citizens will go to work, earn a paycheck, shop, and participate in other community activities. So let's talk about applying for a job, because that's one thing that all of you will do eventually. So the question is that we're going to answer today, how do I get a job? Well, you've already completed page 41. So back on page 41, you guys listed your interests and skills. You filled out that survey about your interests and skills. So what about you guys? Would you like a job that is centered around people? Would you like a people career? How about an idea career? What about a job that's data driven? What do you guys think about that? And a things career. Do you know what type of job you guys would like to do when you're old enough to have a job? Have you guys thought about it? Well, when you want to get a job, you're going to have to fill out a job application. Some of those applications will be available to you only online, and some will actually have you fill out an application on paper. So when you fill out that job application, this is the first opportunity to impress an employer. You must make sure you write legibly and use proper grammar and spelling. Absolutely. You should always check your job applications for errors before submitting them. So guys, please go ahead and turn to page 45 in your citizen guide. And this is a Junior Achievement BizTown job application. Now you guys are going to fill out the top of your information, and then I want you guys to realize what choices you're going to have for jobs when we go on our field trip to Junior Achievement BizTown. So let me put those jobs up on the screen for you. All right, so there's 4 different types of positions you are going to have in Junior Achievement BizTown. The first one is business to consumer. So you need to read the function of that particular job. The next one is considered business to business. So you guys need to read the functions because all of you will be assigned a job and you're going to need to know what that entails. Now, if you're the CEO, that means you're the boss. Okay, you are going to be leading your team if you're the CEO. That's this one right here, so make sure you read that one carefully. And one of you will be the CFO. So this is the person that is kind of the boss in charge of our financial situations. For example, you'll be entering payroll, you'll be paying invoices, recording payments, making business deposits. So CFO is basically everyone's boss, and the CFO deals directly with money. All right, so besides filling out an application, there are 2 other ways to show an employer that you are the right person for a job. Those 2 are a well-written resume and an impressive job interview. So a resume is a written summary of a person's school and work experience. A strong resume will spark an employer's interest. A resume also helps an employer hire the best person for the job. Now, a job interview is actually a face-to-face discussion to determine whether an applicant is suitable for a job. So who is the applicant? The applicant will be you one day. That's the person who requests or seeks something such as a job. So one very important thing that you need to practice prior to going on an interview is a handshake. Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys are expected when you speak to people by your parents are expected to give them a handshake, but that's very impressive for a teenager to initiate a handshake. It's a great way to begin and end an interview. When you give a proper handshake, you look the person in the eye, you introduce yourself, and you have a firm handshake. And that's something that, even though it sounds kind of silly, that's something that you do need to practice. So you need to find a parent, a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle that will be willing to allow you to practice giving a proper handshake with. Okay? All right, so we are going to watch a quick video, and then you guys are going to fill out page 49, writing a resume in your citizen guide.
What's up, my teens and tweens? Welcome back to Big Sis Talk. It's your Big Sis Bree here, and today's video is going to be how to create a resume when you have no work experience. Make sure you go ahead, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, and let's get right into the video. So the first thing you want to start with is putting your contact information and your name at the top of your resume. You want it to have your name, you want to include your phone number and your email address. Now listen to me, guys. Please make sure that your email address is a professional email address. It shouldn't be nothing like
I like toes22@gmail.com.
Go ahead and just put your first name and last name at gmail.com. Always make sure include your contact information so that the employer and the person trying to hire you can get in contact with you. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the objective. This is a statement that comes right underneath your contact information. This statement is going to include your major qualities, your skills, your abilities, and everything that you feel relates to the job that you are applying for. That includes your GPA, that includes being an extrovert or an introvert with interpersonal skills, and you also want to include the position that you're applying for. This statement is the first thing that managers read, so you want to make sure that it is detailed enough for them to understand who you are and why you qualify for this position. Now we are getting into the bulk of your resume, and this portion of the resume is called your educational experience. This is your opportunity to show off how well you're doing in school. You want to include things like your GPA, the high school name, the year that you expect to graduate. You want to include any organizations that you're in, any clubs that you're in, and any leadership skills that you have in these organizations.
On this part of the application, you want to show off.
Please show them how amazing you are. I mean, y'all got this. I have so much faith in y'all. Like, I just know, like, I'm just playing. The next part of the resume that I want to talk to you guys about is volunteer experience. Now, I know you're probably like, okay, I don't have any work experience and I don't even have any volunteer experience. If you don't have work experience or volunteer experience at this time, go ahead and start to research what you can do as far as volunteer work goes in your neighborhood, and then you'll be able to add this portion to your resume. Now, if you already have volunteer work experience, this is the best thing to do. Put the most recent volunteer experience first and then follow with the other ones. You also want to include the dates that you did this volunteer service in addition to 2 to 3 things that you did while volunteering. One thing that I like to put as one of my bullets is how I encourage other people to come, and then also how I was a leader during that volunteer experience. Now, if you don't have any volunteer experience, that leads me to the next thing that you need to include on your resume is all of your skills related to that job. I love this section of the resume because it actually shows all of the things that I can contribute to that job. One thing that I love to include is how fast I type. I like to also include that I am very good with all computer suites like PowerPoint, Excel, Outlook, Word. Anything dealing with computers is going to turn on a light bulb for employers that maybe I need to get them on board, because a lot of people don't have, especially older people,
No offense,
but especially older people don't have computer savviness like younger generation. I also like to include that I am very good at public speaking. I have really good customer service. You can also include if you speak different languages. Let me tell you, I wish when I was in high school, somebody told me learn another language. Yes, I did take Spanish 1 and 2, but I didn't really apply it. I didn't feel it was necessary. But if this is a skill that you have, please, please, please include it on your resume. So you guys, I know this was a really quick video. I hope it helped with creating a resume when you do not have work experience. Always make sure to include your contact information, include an objective, your education, any volunteer experience, and the skills that you have that relate to that job. Remember, you guys, knowledge over excuses. And until next time, my loves, bye.